My name is Des Ayub, and I'd like to welcome you to CAMPROSA 2019.
Right, can you all see my hand? Right, let's go. Oh yeah, no, I'm glad you're still standing. Right, let's go again. And again. And
I've been introduced. I'm Tom Sots, Survivor winner last year, and now Complete has been seen as they've just announced the new winner. I'm one of those guys that are slightly sensitive, and I think God specifically put me in a position where 250 divers hated me, so that I could learn how to accept rejection. Mornings would start off with a prayer, would start off with having a meal together every day with our staff members. I thought the only way that I'm going to get these guys to stand behind me is to be family with them. And that's exactly what we did. I got shot once, I got stabbed 6 times, I got hit with a bucky once. And ladies and gentlemen, I stand in front of you today, the winner of Survivor 2018. It's really an honor. And the SAS have a saying. It says, when you give up, you've only reached 70% of your potential. For any of us that have military training, you'll also know that we had a summer year that will stand there and shout at you and your mother, so much so that your ID photo cries. I stand before you humble that you guys invited me to come and talk to you today. I stand in front of you today with a great many thanks for trying to keep our learners safe.
And Salto was started about 18 years ago, but we service, they stopped counting at about 90 countries. The platform that Salto is using is called the XS42 platform.
My name is Jason Leach, as said, and I'm supported by Mr. Marius van der Westhuizen, who's sitting over there. And the point of this is just to give you a bit of a background and to hopefully start a conversation. So Smarter Group is made up of a number of companies. There's a security services company, there's a properties entity that looks after multiple properties in the public and private sector. And then there's the technologies component, which is where I come from. We're 100% black owned. We've got in the region of 3,500 employees around the country. We have 5 regional offices and about 14 satellite offices situated throughout the country.
Today's risk landscape comes replete with multiple fast-moving threats ranging from cybercrime to terrorism, lone shooter in other parts of the world, political upheaval, natural disasters and beyond. As interconnected technology and instantaneous communication become ever-present and play a greater role in tertiary institutions, it also means that organizational problems can escalate to become reputational catastrophes.
Challenges are there to be solved, and the people who are going to solve those challenges are nothing else but us. Together we will. You are playing a very pivotal role as CAMPROSA in the institutions of high learning. The National Commissioner is trying to work out a strategy that will serve as a framework for all institutions of high learning. To the United Nations, they say policing ratio should say 1:220. That is the United Nations standard. According to the census in South Africa at the present moment, 1 police officer is to 385.
Is that Hikvision does have 16,000 R&D engineers. So that allows Hikvision to bring forward groundbreaking technology more often than what most people can. Besides the fact that we also launch plenty of products all the time, our engineers also make sure that our software is open, our software is not licensed, and any person that wants to integrate with our software. Our APIs, our SDKs are fully open, and that is why our dedicated team of engineers of 16,000 can dedicate each and every person's requirement based on not a first come, first served basis, on a first basis.
Certainly suffering within the UK at the moment called county lines. I'll explain more about it and how it works, because it's particularly violent, it's particularly brutal, and it impacts. It's starting to impact universities. It's certainly impacting society, and it's starting to creep into universities. It's a pretty depressing picture, really, to be honest. And what are we doing about it? Because it's a business model that works, to be honest, and it's really lucrative. And at the heart of it is people being exploited, and that's what we're about now, is trying to protect people.
In the midst of all this technology that's evolving rapidly, there's one constant, and that constant is a humanistic, psychological need to feel protected. The key assets or facets that we had to adopt was evolving alongside with the technology. And so we're constantly looking at ways to better what we offer, make sure that we're in line with what's out there, and offer the best that there is to offer in this world of technology, this evolving world.
We believe that using AI, artificial intelligence, and deep learning, we can bring focus and attention back to the operator's view.
And at EV Systems, we are future focused and dedicated to optimizing the inevitable technology tidal wave. We will continue to invest in partnering with leading industry technologies and position ourselves at the forefront of advances towards a more interconnected world where we will see smarter buildings, cities and industries.
We all want to live smart. We all want to work smart. And we all want to stay in smartness. Am I correct? That's our solution, to become data-driven and to become more smart in what we're doing.
How much of you guys have your mobile phones with you? How much of you guys took out your mobile devices before, like the presenter said yesterday, brushing your teeth, going to the bathroom, or anything else? We are really living in a time where industry is changing, and it also means that as we are changing with the times, that capacity building and skills development becomes critical for all of us.
So part of my presentation is in relation to what we used to do in security, how it's changing, and how in the UK and certainly in Europe we're trying to educate our security staff around student well-being and stuff like that. Your South African universities have in excess of hundreds of members of security staff, up to 400. I have 30. I think because gender-based violence and sexual assaults, etc., are becoming more acceptable to report, I think is probably the way I would put it. I don't think there's a massive increase in the number of incidents that are happening. I think there's a massive increase in the fact that people are now believe and support services are available for them to actually get this.
I must say I'm quite overwhelmed by the range of work that you do and the need to be up to date not only with technology but with psychology, with counselling, with training. It's a whole world in its own.
For us, it's not just as business, but also looking at innovative solutions on how we can do business better and change the way we do things in the campus environment.
So part of our business process is that we're 100% digital, which means that anything we do is completely web-based, online, and can be done from anywhere in the world. We are completely remote. So we have different types of roles in the private maritime security market. We have anti-piracy, we have cruise ship security, superyacht security, and so forth.
We cannot run away from the fact that South Africa is becoming an increasingly unsafe place for women to live in. Gender-based violence remained one of the biggest and most profound problems in Nelson Mandela University. But if we were to actually start off by introducing what gender-based violence is, as it is any act that can result to physical, sexual or psychological harm or suffering to women mostly. And when we talk about GBV, we need to talk about social equality, the ability of women to do everyday things without fear, to feel as safe and secure as men do in our institution.
I am the CEO of Higher Health, which is an initiative of the Department of Higher Education Training. And the project primarily looks into student health, student wellness and student development. Since last 2016, we've entered into this new epidemic called gender-based violence. One of the infrastructure that has to be built is the security infrastructure. The same infrastructure security needs to be upgraded, upscaled, and I think investment needs to be put into that. In our universities, 55% of males and 54% of our female students think sexual violence does not include having sex with someone you know, forcing someone you know. But 28% of males and 27% females believe that a girl still does not have the right to refuse sex with a boyfriend. This is tertiary education system. How can we play our role jointly in both prevention and the reaction so that we can save lives here? Every life we protect is a hope of a mother or a family and probably country's economy.